Think the price you see on a new construction home is what you'll actually pay? Not even close. Here's what you need to know to budget smarter and avoid unexpected surprises. Let's get into it. So everyone thinks that the price of a home is just the house. But what about the land? The land is very important. Do you think it's free? Absolutely not. Do you think that it's ready to go? Absolutely not. There's a lot that's involved with lot prep and site work that most buyers do not even know about. You're going to need tree removal. You're going to need grading done, and you're even going to potentially need blasting through the bedrock, which is common in areas in Chester County where I'm at. And you're also going to need permits to do this all too. So in all of the counties surrounding Philly, you are going to need permits, and even in the city of Philly, just to break ground. And these costs up front, it's thousands, tens of thousands of dollars before you even break ground to build a home. And if you're in a neighborhood with an HOA, they're going to have specific requirements for you to follow. And there's so much that is involved in the very beginning before you even get to start pouring the concrete for the foundation of your home. And you need to be aware of this because these fees are not common to the average buyer who's looking to buy new construction. So you tell me, what's worse? Some builders won't include these costs in their base price, and that's really frustrating. You could sign a contract thinking that you're good to go, only to get hit with a bill for thousands more when the construction actually starts. But if you're mindful up front about what is happening, and if you're paying attention, and if you're working with a great agent like myself in the Philly suburbs, you're not going to fall into this trap. But there's always something that can happen. There is always things that happen when it comes to building and construction, with new construction especially, that you need to be aware of. And you know what's another very interesting hidden cost? It's utility connections and hookups. You might assume that your new home is automatically going to have water, electricity, and gas ready to go. But I'm here to tell you, not always. If your lot doesn't already have utilities, you could pay tens of thousands of dollars plus just to run lines to your home. Sewer or septic, right? You have to think about these things. If you're in Bucks County, Chester County, all the counties, right? They may require septic systems, which are going to cost $25,000, $30,000, $40,000 or more. And the maintenance is all on you. Even if the utilities are already there, builders don't always cover the connection fees. So you could get hit with surprise charges from local providers. And these are the things that you need to be aware of going into it. Some buyers don't realize this until after they close. They move in, try to turn on the lights, and nothing works. Now they're scrambling to come up with extra cash. And now I hear what you're saying. There's no way that they're just going to completely blindside me with these extra costs. Well, they kind of do and they kind of don't. And you have to know who you're working with. There's a lot of great builders, but there's equally or more bad builders out there. So you just have to pay attention. You have to do your research up front, and you have to make sure that you're working with a reputable company. Here's another hidden cost that I love to tell people about that they don't know. If you're buying in a new construction development, you're probably choosing a lot from a builder site plan, but here's what they don't tell you. The best lots aren't included in the base price. If you want a bigger backyard, if you want to be on the cul-de-sac, if you want a premium view, that's going to cost you $10K, $20K, or even more depending on where it is. Builders often charge extra just for a lot that isn't next to a busy road. And in some Philly suburb communities, the most desirable lots get snapped up super quick. So by the time you buy, you might have to pay even more for a decent spot. So if you are considering buying in the Philly suburbs and you want to work with me and my team, just click that link below and schedule an appointment with me. And if you think you're just getting a deal because the home price looks reasonable, check the fine print. That affordable price might not include the lot that you actually want. This next hidden cost is something that I have always thought that most people knew about, but in reality, they really didn't. So here's what happens. Buyers walk into the model home and they absolutely fall in love with the gorgeous kitchen, with the coffered ceilings and with the fancy flooring. But guess what? Almost none of that is standard. Basic builder grade finishes can feel bland and boring. And here's what builders do. They know how to hook buyers. They know that the model home has to come jam-packed with all of the amenities, all of the upgrades, all of the fancy this and that, because that's what they want you to buy from them. And it is not built into the base price. This is all extra. If you want the quartz countertops, if you want the premium cabinets, if you want the upgrading flooring, if you want all of these things, expect a huge markup. Some builders charge outrageous fees for small changes too. Do you want a gas range instead of electric? That could be like $1,000 extra dollars or $2,000. Be prepared. Even things like backsplashes, trim work, and extra lighting are often not included in the base price. So by the time you add these upgrades you actually want, your affordable home now is going to be $50,000 more than what you really expected it to be. To you, this is very unfortunate. And to the builder, they're like, this is great. You know, we're upcharging the crap out of them because that's what we want to do. This is why it's extremely important to watch videos like this and to know going in. It's all about setting your expectations up front. If you set the right expectations, you're not going to be completely blindsided. Now, this next hidden cost is very interesting, but it's one of those upgrades that not a lot of buyers thinking about. Do you think that your home comes with the beautiful yard and the finished driveway and the nice patio? You have to think again. Many builders only seed the front of the yard. You might be on the hook for sod, for irrigation, for fencing, and patios at your own expense, and you most likely will be. If you want a paved driveway instead of gravel, that could be an extra $5-10 grand, depending on the size. And in parts of Delaware and Chester County, some developments require specific types of fencing and tree planting, adding thousands more to your final cost. You know, you're walking through that model home, and then you open the sliding doors out back, and there's a 20 by 30 deck, and you're thinking to yourself, oh my God, does this come with the house? Yeah, it can come with the house, but you're probably going to be paying an extra $30,000. Think about this. You move into your dream home only to find out that you have a dirt lot and no backyard. That's a reality for some buyers who didn't budget for landscaping. And unfortunately, that happens way too much. Don't let that happen to you. This is also something that you really need to budget for. And even if you do budget perfectly for the home price and the upgrades and the lot costs, you cannot forget about your closing costs. Some builders, they try to do their best to force you to work with their lender, and they may offer you incentives. They sometimes make it up in fees elsewhere. And most of the time, they will make it up in fees elsewhere. HOA setup fees, transfer taxes, and municipal inspections can add thousands. There are some townships that charge impact fees for new construction, which can be unexpected and they can be pretty expensive. And do not forget about taxes. Here's the thing with new construction, especially in the Philly suburbs. Whatever you think the tax rate is going to be, it's probably going to be 5, 6, or 7 times more because the township has not fully assessed the land and the new build property together until it's completed. I've had clients who literally bought homes, and then when it was finally assessed, their tax bill went from like $1,700 a year to like $12,000 a year. And that's the thing with new construction, especially in the Philly suburbs. The taxes will go up. So now you're aware of these real costs to buy new construction in the Philly suburbs. So how do you avoid getting caught off guard? I'm going to say this again. Get a detailed breakdown from your builder, not just the base price, but everything that they do not include. Budget for lot prep, for landscaping, and those unexpected fees. Maybe add in an additional 5% or a little bit more to your budget because you almost never know what's fully included. And then 3, work with an experienced real estate agent like myself who knows how to spot these hidden costs upfront and negotiate for you. So if you are thinking about buying new construction in the Philly suburbs, just click that link below. Let's chat. We'll love to speak with you. Have an awesome day.